All right, there we go. Good afternoon, almost. Hello, Marvin. Hello, Freefall. Hello, ICS. Did the problem get solved yesterday, ICS? I was trying to do so many conversations at the same time. It was difficult. I did see the last memes. Unless you posted one afterwards. Let me have a look. Ah, that's funny. What were we doing yesterday, right? Twitch comms. That's what we call it. Ice. All right, what a song, right? If you still hate me, you're thinking of me, right? That's a good mentality. Perfect timing, Freefall. Perfect timing. All right. Okay. What should we do now then? We should probably start to make sense of this stuff, right? So we talked about a bunch of hoopla yesterday. Now, this thing, let's solve this, right? We're just making noise. How's that going to work, right? Well, we're going to have a bunch of widgets. Like so. Can we do this? There we go, right? Now, all of these are supposed to be able to communicate with one agent, though, right? So we can do so over... All right, can we... Does this do what I want it to do? It does. So we could have a TX here that goes to an agent that goes to M, which we'll call it. Should probably rename that. It will be a queue in some regards because it's gonna be the sending half of an MPSC, which effectively is a queue. Maybe we should rename this thing though to something more sensible. What is this thing? It's an action, is what it is. But then we also have an action there. So we can't call it an action. That would be dumb. What is this action? That is components action. Ah, right. Let's rename you to component action then. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so what do we need for this thing, right? We need to have a TX attached to every one of these. So the widgets need to get the sender. That's a non-issue. Let's flume it up. Okay, then we can build that in here. We need to name this. And what does this do? It also need an agent. And while let okay action equal to receive async. Which means we have to wait. That. Hello, Vlux. How you going? Okay. Then every action we get, we're gonna send. So we need to get the main address, which means we have to resolve this. Oh man, how far away are we from like Rust try blocks? Where are we with that? I think this is gonna be a big one. I mean, it's been open a while. I guess that one's a big one. This is probably what it's blocked on now. But it's very close. Not a lot happening here. I think this must be... Yeah, this is kind of a little bit weird, right? Because this one has been fixed a long time ago. Yeah. I don't know what's happening there, right? Okay, back to this then. Now, this is a little bit awkward. I think rather than doing that, let's just pass in the address. And then here, agent.send to the address, the action. Really? Naughty nonsense. Ugh. Damn it. This is all we need for this, right? Service? What a gross name. Now we need to bundle all this together, but this is all we need, right? to run this. The Twitch one needs one too. Okay. This is just a map. Okay, something weird is going on with this monitor. I think it's dying. I don't think we need this. Well, kind of. Right, we need to connect to BunnyBot. Then we can take this agent and we can map this. Hello, Bubbles. How you doing? Yeah, something like that, Freefall. We need types here. Can we do like a map or map it? Isn't there a map function for this? Right, now we should be able to map. Isn't there a map on agents? No. I am sure I wrote a map. Okay, I know I wrote a map function for agents at some point. What? Okay. Oh. I'm doing great. Messing around with protobuffs and C. Realizing that you're the smartest guy in the room. Very good. I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. I got a little bit of a gym brain, but I'll get over it. Yeah, and the protein powder hadn't really dissolved, so there was like a lump of dried, and I'm using unflavored one. Now I put a spoon of salted caramel chocolate powder in here, so it's drinkable. But is it wrong though, Bubbles? Gym brain is violently bad, right? Like your brain doesn't work. It's like everything's in a haze. You're like, oh, what's happening? What's my name, man? That's how my gym brain works, at least. The wife came down to the gym today, we're gonna take the kid to the doctors briefly, which is why I'm starting a little bit later. And she came down to the gym, told me what time we had to leave to go to the doctors. Then towards the end of my session, when I am the smartest I'm ever gonna be, she comes up to me and changes the plan, and I just stood there like an idiot. But I don't understand what you're saying. Am I picking you up? And she goes, no, I'll walk back. What am I doing then? As you go home, okay, should I pick you up then? No. I knew that I wrote a map function for this, but I might have gotten rid of it. Ugh, conflicts. All right, we'll write the map function then, but switch to dev. There's no dev branch for Binky. Usually, yes. Well, I mean, if you're alone, you're gonna be the smartest guy in the room, aren't you? Look at me looking like I know what I'm doing, right? I'm just freestyling this. I think we left what is actually Rust code now. Welcome, Raiders. How you doing? Thank you, Oscar. That's the goal here. Enjoy your lunch. Thank you for the raid. All right, you guys have been dumped here, and we are doing terminal stuff. Not like fatal things, but we're building things in the terminal. And I'm just adding a map function to an agent, so we can map data from like over the network from one thing into another thing, and we're gonna see how this is gonna work. But I'm a little bit brain dead now. Like that, all right? Wait, what do I imagine this look like? So we map this message and then to an address like that. That would look nice. But if we do the map into, then we're gonna map what we get from Twitch. Doing great, mate. And you. What do we call that? That's gonna be probably a message, right? From BunnyBot. So what do we call them here? Action. So we're gonna map into a message to an action. And then to address. And then we await that. I think that's what I want to do, right? That seems pretty good to me. But I do love Gym Brain though, Marvin. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I will lie, but not about this. It is incredibly pleasant to be this like flaky. Something like this, right? And then map into will simply be self.map. And that will also return a map. Like that. So we take ownership of that. So this just becomes like a pass-through agent, right? All right. So what are we going to do here? We're going to map and we're going to create a value here that is going to be from value. I think that's it. So here we have to give some bounds to F saying that it's going to take ownership of the value. Okay, so here, can we add A and B? So we're going to get the message. Hello, Dodster. How you doing? How you doing, McGroon? Why is this not working? We need this from here. Okay, this explains why this wasn't working. And what are we receiving? We're receiving A, which needs to have some where clause. Okay. So then we're going to get the message in, and then we're going to send the message on as something new. So then we'll do to needs an address. Oh, that was the end of that music, apparently. That needs to be mutable. Ba-da-da-da-da. All right, I don't know what that one's griping about, but we'll get to it shortly. And then here, now we have to do the conversion, right? New value is going to be self.f value. And we have to do this because closures. And then we're going to send the new value. It's the address first. Yeah. To our address here. And I'll wait this. right? Damn it, what are you griping about? Oh, serialize. Can you just type an E, you pleb? Whoops. Hey, there we go. All right, that's pretty good. Expected type F found closure. All right, so we need to say that this thing is no. Brain. Do you mind? Yeah, you need this. No, can't have where in there. Hey, that rhymes. I'm some kind of wordsmith. I need colors. Yeah, why aren't you inferring the type? No, okay, hang on. You're being a muppet again. Oh, sheep. That was it? Okay. Like that. Do I have a right to do no? Very, very, very rarely do I leave a to do in there. There are some unlikely situations. Most likely, I use panic. And then people be like, oh, but panic is something else, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. There we go. You just keep learning it. MLX. Yeah, see, Freefall, in all my years of programming Rust, that has never been a problem to me. There's nothing wrong with using to do. I just don't do it. Morning, Raga. How you doing? It doesn't make sense. I have had a cup of coffee this morning already, though. It was pretty good. Coffee and granola. All right, so we need something that implements into. Maybe we can get a like a static string slice. No, that would be gross. Nice. Not nice. Is this failing? Huh? So in that sense, Freefall, regardless, you still have something you have to deal with, right? But panic can be left in intentional. Like this is not something that you have to deal with, right? This could be something that you say, okay, I'm going to panic here because it's the only thing I can do. That makes sense, right? If we go to something like the store here, right? And we look at the slab. I was convinced this one had a... Here we go, right? You try to take a value from an empty entry. There's nothing we can do here because this thing's supposed to return an own T, not an option or anything like that, right? Then a panic is obviously better, right? We do have some... Actually, no, we need to look for the exclamation point here. Here's one that I haven't dealt with yet, right? So when there is a to-do in there, it is when I have written... I have let the code be generated by the LSP and I've left it in there, right? That's really the only time I used to do. I don't write the to-dos myself, right? Because normally I am not leaving things in such a state. That's probably really only why, right? Okay, so this test is... Why can't I run this? Is it because it's a Tokyo test? That's probably why. That definitely seemed to include Tokyo in this. So why is that not working? You unwrap a non-value. That is one way of doing it, Bubbles. Don't remind me that I'm alone. Sorry. Sorry, I'm bad at reading the YouTube chat. Let me move you somewhere I can see you a little bit better. There we go. There you are. You're a little bit more in my field of view now. Okay, this is field of view in hand gesture speak. Okay, so we do look for Tokyo test. Yet it cannot find one. What about this? No. This? Yeah. Why does it not work on the Tokyo test then? Very sus. Unwrap love. Yeah, I mean people are gonna write whatever they want, right? If I don't, you can name every variable after unknown species of fish if you want, right? As long as I don't have to deal with your shit, I don't care. All right, gotta do what makes you happy, and try to do what doesn't make other people unhappy. Why are we not finding the Tokyo test then? Is it this one? These aren't magical values, are they? That would make sense to you, hopefully. Wait, this is not correct. Is this Rust test? Yeah, I see. Oh, how annoying. Okay, can we wrap this in our own function then? Because they are not doing everything. No, we can't. Ugh, boo. Okay. Hmm. Hello, Keeney. We can debug the test, probably. Yeah, of course we can. Okay, let's just read the test code then for remove agent. Hmm. We have A, we have B. A is removing itself. Really? Okay, this is very strange. Hello, Scott. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Whoa. Hmm. Wait, what? Okay, what is going on here? Okay, this is not doing what I wanted to do. Okay, let's go and put a breakpoint in here then. Hmm. Okay. All right, all of them are passing. Why is this not working? Is it this thing? No. Okay, good. Maybe we never got there. Yeah, we did. 2 of them. We do this too. That's... Okay. All right. Goofed up. Oh, hang on. This is interesting. So we are removing 2 agents, but there seem to be 2 additional agents in there. Where do they come from? Huh? Where do they come from? Okay, so it's 0, 1. Wait, what? Oh yeah, now it makes sense that it's 2. That will run forever. These are all the dog tests, yeah. But why did we end up with another agent in there? Do we get 1 now? No, 3. Fiddle my stick. Where does that come from? Oh, I know what it is, you imbecile. It's the ping agent, damn it. But why do we end up with 4 of them? What is a nice way to handle result in a closure that expects to return a T and no result? You can't. Bubbles. In that case, you have to panic, right? That's your choice. So you have to stipulate what it is that you're expecting and then just throw panic in there. You can write a comment or some documentation for it. It includes a panic section, but you know. I'm vibing to music, Perkenge, and I'm getting confused by something. Yeah, you can provide a default value as well. So default value or panic. Those are your options. Okay. Nice. What is wising? Is that being smart about something? I was gonna say I expect it to make sense, but I think we both know that's not true. Okay, so what happens is that we create a ping agent, but I don't think that's the right thing to do here. Creating a router should probably... I think we create the ping agent when we run the router, which is why this will pass. Yeah. That's why this will pass. Can you tell me the difference, Perkins? So I reckon this is where we start the ping agent. Yeah. That's good. Good that you can. Am I interested? I'm interested in your take, in your interpretation, right? Not a formal definition. What is your interpretation? I think this is like the most coherent conversation you and I have ever had. Whoa, sorry. Okay, so do we really want to start a ping agent here? Yeah, we do. We're never going to start it. So that makes sense. I don't know why that's commented out, so we get rid of it. I can't stop yawning. I'm so sorry. The shoulder pain is real. I guess we're not coherent anymore. Smart is about completing a task. Okay. We'll see if maybe someone else in chat will bite. Oh, here's a song. Here's a song I can probably play on stream as well. It's from Hotline Miami. There we go. Might be a bit loud. But then again, I've been told so am I. Oh, that was quality, mate. Oh yeah, we can have a bit of music. This one I can play. Yeah, hopefully you get the joke. If anyone doesn't get the joke, let me know. Okay, we never start this one, so he's just gonna sit here and wait. But where does the second one come in? I think the joke was pretty good. You know, it was clearly not about the chicken. I missed that free fall. Mm. Mm. What is this one? Where in time is Carmen San Diego? No, where in the world is Carmen San Diego? You were wrong. You were wrong, Araga. I don't know if I know this. Oh, this is some indie game. I don't know this game. Not for broadcast 2020. Censorship simulator. No, Papers, Please has a lot heavier pixel art style. Not Hitman. What am I looking at here? Sim City, Spider-Man. Ah, to heck with you, Spider Boy. Payday 2. It would have been a good guess. Look away. Oh, we got 2 views on YouTube. This is the beginning of my YouTube career. I'm gonna be famous. Fuck you all. 0 viewers. Damn it. Come back. I love you. Okay. Oh man, I bought, what was that, like Kane and Lynch PS3. I bought this and it was a pretty bad game. Pretty bad game. We basically bought everything that had couch co-op back then. Monarchy should be banned. I mean, we could just stop having monarchy. Have you been watching H Bomber Guy, Perkins? What's a scrandle? Tell me quickly. By all Chinese. You're not allowed to own people, and that's very good. Food rating. I don't know what it is though. Like, do you want me to rate your breakfast? Tell me. Show me a picture of your breakfast. No, I believe you haven't, Perkins. Right? You don't live in a monarchy? I mean, I don't know. Whoops. You mean no full English, right? Each food item has a percentage rating as decided by social media polls. Click which food item you think has received a higher rating. Think about everything you see, the price of each item, the country, the quality of photo, and including extras. I mean, obviously a glazed pear. That condiment or whatever that is looks so sugary and gross. I cannot, right? But this one, I don't like green beans, but that's the one, right? Man, it's everything German, right? Eggs with mashed potatoes and mustard sauce, or a whole mackerel and herb marinade with horseradish, buttered potatoes, and fresh herbs. Um, the both would qualify as not great, but I think maybe the price wise here, no. Marinated tofu steak or vegetables and bulgur. Is any of this gonna look appetizing though, right? Appetizing. Uh, all right, here we go. We get some other countries involved, right? Potato soup or boiled beef with potatoes. Come on, man. This isn't food. This is what they feed people at end of life stage in hospitals or whatever, right? Come on, man. Boiled beef, get out of here. All right. I mean, at least you get a cup of coffee with that one. That's probably why it has some ratings. Oof. Oh, chicken pasta or pizza with spinach and feta. I mean, wow. Soy slices or curry with fruit. That's pasta. With goulash sauce and bread dumpling. All right, so soy slices and bread dumpling or soy curry with fruit. I don't want any of this. We'll go with the price then. Vegetarian enchilada or risotto potatoes. But I kind of feel like you've goofed up whatever this green stuff is. Whole wheat spaghetti or potatoes. I mean, this is just potatoes, right? And quark. I kind of feel like I don't want to eat quark, right? He looks so happy. Look at him. He's not very happy there, man. There's no profit that day. So, do you want to eat quark? I don't know, man. Apparently, more people want to eat quark. These are all hideous looking meals to me. I'm sorry. A slice of hot dog pizza. I happen to know that seafood and meat pie is great. I don't know what that is. That has nothing. That looks like something very different. It's this thing we're talking about. And that should be a clear winner. Hot dog pizza. Flammkuchen. Greek style, meaning unclear. Toast, I don't know, man. And a fruit yogurt. This obviously looks better. I feel like this is a little bit like the pictures didn't quite make sense. Now, rice, black rice is really good. Quite salty but good. I've not had pasta, squidding pasta though, right? Flame cake. It's all university cafeteria food. Yeah, it does look like it. Yeah, most of this. So it was either insanely unhealthy. I mean, like hot dog pizza. Come on, man. That's you're not even trying at that point. You might just top it with cake. Do it freefall. If you don't come back, we know that you failed to install the kernel. What are critical goods? I'm not generally worried about my rice though, so I think we're good. Is monarchy abolition critical goods? Pizza topped with cake. Do you remember the conversation we had the other day, Caleb? Yeah, I mean that is some like outright logic there, right? My latest application architecture document. I think this is unfortunately the closest we're gonna get. I got stuck on a bug elsewhere. Does your mom put hot dog on pizza, Skylar? You gotta show her a fucking food map or something, right? Oh, nice one, Caleb. Yeah, I did. I had uh, I went up in numbers today at the gym. I'm very happy about that. No, so what I did, Rebel, is I wanted to be able to map values from one agent to another, and that led me to find a failing test. And now I've distracted myself with that instead of making progress. Yeah, hot dog pizza sounds like what you make when you come home drunk. Granite meat. So minced meat on a pizza isn't too insane. I went to Sweden recently. If you haven't heard, and I didn't eat pizza there, but I heard that you can have curry and banana on pizza there, right? So curry on pizza might not be too bad, right? Your liver and kidneys apparently no longer in the toilet. Nice, you brought him back from the toilet. Clean him off first. Not all mothers are treated equally. Fuck are you on about, buddy? Sometimes you make me laugh, though. It just makes no sense. Mac and cheese pizza is pretty good, but I do feel like you kind of like you're taking two starchy, unhealthy things and putting them together for no real added benefit. Instead, we can take something like pizza and make it more healthy, and it's still good. I feel like going the other way is not doing anyone any favors. Okay. What do young kids usually eat in Denmark? In Denmark, you have that insane red sausage, right? And then you have the red porridge with cream. We brought some back, me and the kid, after a trip to Denmark. We bought a pack of that red porridge and cream thing. It was kind of like whipped cream and jam sort of thing, right? It wasn't anything special in that sense, right? But we spend a lot of time in the food markets there, and I guess that's what young kids in Denmark also eat, right? Because there were other young people there. That happens when you have low fat as well, Skylar. You gotta get like fatty mince for the flavoring. I have a splinter in my hand. I should probably get rid of that. Can I get hold of it with my nails? Is this a splinter or is it just skin? Man, am I blind or what? Ow, okay. I think I'm just pulling at my skin now. Okay. Not the banana lobby. Do I want it to make sense? I don't know, Perkins, right? I want it to be you. So it's your choice. It would be kind of insane if you did start to make sense after all these years. I mean, we've been hanging out here since 2020, right? October 2020. It's almost 5 years. Do you want to start making sense now? I mean, if you do, I'll wipe the slate clean and we just go straight normal conversation. But if you want to continue as you are, then we'll do that too. It's entirely up to you. You don't even like meat? Well, I mean, I guess not if your mom keeps buying lean mince and burning it. That would make any kid stop eating meat. Oh man, we've been to the doctors this morning. My kid had a splinter in a foot that we couldn't get out, and we had to have a doctor remove it. Poor child. The rules of acquisition, right? The red sausage that makes you Danish, yeah. It is due to woodworking. I built a house for the bunny. I'm not gonna upload this to Discord, but I can show you a very small and poor picture of it. Apparently I can't because I don't know how to use a phone. That's it, right? I built this little box for him. And I put a handle on it so I can open the lid. You're not ready for this? I wasn't. You are being you, yes. That's not how she usually prepares it? Sure. Hello, Leak Geek, how you doing? Everyone should hate phones. Should I mean I think you can answer that question, right? But you can replace mother with people, right? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Although I nerd sniped myself with a bug. All right, let me go and see if I have a pair of tweezers, maybe. I found a pair, but these aren't very good for this. Might be good enough for doing this, though. Nah, like, oh, maybe that. Oh yeah, that's hard. That has to be a splinter. All right, hang on. Let me just go and grab this thing. Okay. I don't think there's a distinction between mothers and ordinary people. What are you guys on about? All right, get back to coding ICS. Right. So we end up spawning. You gotta mix and match though, right? You're gonna keep the memes going, but you also gotta write some code. Back to coding, yeah. Yeah, this should not be here. Let's deal with that one at some point, shall we? So we're sending a stop to the ping agent. And here we're sending a start. Okay, so we might be sending a lot of stops. That's what's happening. So let's see where we're dealing with this. Look at that. Oh, look at that. We're making a ticker agent for that as well. Okay. Okay. I think this is where there's a bug. Like this. This should be 0 though. Do you, when you said you cleaned it, did you like properly take it apart, right? So you check both the key cap and the underlying membrane. Also check the neighboring key, Rebel. There could be other issues. Could be some neighboring key that is causing it. I mean, you can, is the membrane sticky? It clearly wouldn't, Rebel, but I feel like I don't have to say that. That is just inferred. Okay, let's see how this one behaves. Oh, this one never stops. This one never stops. Damn. Oh man, they are so expensive, and just that's the shipping and import is just insane, Rebel. So you end up paying $200 for $100 keyboard kind of thing. Build a Bucket Echo. They are easy to build. If you're okay with the 60%, they're easy to build. And Cum case, they're easy to work with. No soldering required. Hot swap. Okay, this is a problem. We have to be able to stop this thing. Space lasers are the way to go. We have lasers that can burn through plywood, like very thin piece of plywood. A space laser is definitely around the corner. Super cooled by nonsense. But I do want one of those. Like I should have started a YouTube career building things, and I could have had like one of those 3D printer companies sponsor me by sending me some insanely large machine with cutting heads and lasers and everything. That'll be fun. Okay, how do we solve this one? This is clearly a problem. This one will keep sending a tick to ping control, but it shouldn't. We have to be able to shut this one down. Actually, you know what? Maybe this thing can be shut down. I don't care, Crispy. Like, if Bamboo Labs would send me like a $900 machine, I'd be like, oh yeah, they're great. I can't agree with you, they're shitty now, because then they're never going to sponsor me. They're probably never going to sponsor me anyway. Have to get to vibe coding a sponsorship. I have 20 midlife. So how do these fit together, right? I am doing a vibe coding sponsorship on Tuesday, by the way. But how do I have 20 midlife crisis? Could you please tell me that? Because I want to know. If we can trigger 20 midlife crisis in one go, that would be pretty epic. All right. I have one of these. I used to think it was really good, Glintos, until I tried some actual mechanical keyboards and I realized that the Dust keyboard is not a good keyboard. It's not a bad keyboard, right? But there are so like when you get into it, there are so many more options that are both interesting and feels better. It's not a bad keyboard though, but it's definitely not in the top range. I'll put it somewhere on par with like Keychron or whatever, right? I think you're confusing midlife crisis with concern for your future. That's not a midlife crisis. A midlife crisis happens somewhere in like in your 50s or whatever, right? Hello, Chris. How you doing? the thing that I didn't like about the Dust keyboard, but there was a lot of things I did like about it, right? But I didn't enjoy the well, first of all, I don't like 100% keyboards anymore. The cable was a bit weird to me. For some reason, they included a ruler, a magnetic ruler underneath. That was just a weird touch. I didn't mind it, but it was just weird. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like the keyboard was all right. The media keys didn't work properly after a while. That was awkward. But yeah, I don't know. Guess I'm around me like, fuck you, man. Can we just ban Skylar for now? Midlife crisis. I'm 25 plus, okay? No, I don't think I've used it either. You have a keycron? I mean, no. Without mediocre people, they can't be. I'm kidding, Chris. You gotta like what you like. I have quite a few keyboards, and I think Keychron is not the only thing that I like about the Keychron that I have is that the battery life is good. That's probably because I never use it. Not a good sign. Okay, what do we do here? It would be nice if we could add like a sleep to an agent. So we could have done something like ticker.sleep and then send ping. That would have been good. Nope. Looks just like the ultimate. It even had the same bad media keys, right? Yeah, this is just like the ultimate, except it doesn't have blank keycaps, but the media keys looks as bad. There's like, what's the point of this thing, right? It's just like a slightly tarted up version of this. I bet it's the same encoder underneath here. I bet the buttons are the same. They're just slightly recessed or not as recessed here. That button is the devil. Why is that button even there? Okay. This button is the devil. If you ever try to change something, right? If you try to go back a song and you accidentally press that instead, that is so annoying until you disable it, right? It's for when it's bedtime. Yeah. Now, look, guys, you go and explore mechanical keyboards. Don't buy Keychron. Don't like. I mean, sure, if that's what you want, but go and try some keyboards or whatever before you get into this, right? Damn, we have so many more interesting options, right? No, we don't need that. We need this. We need a try receive. Is there no try receive on this thing? Ooh, that's an issue. There isn't. Although that exists. Why is there a try receive error if there is no try receive? There is a try receive. But there's no async try receive? Maybe we don't need this to be async though. I wonder if try receive just calls is empty first and then returns. But that's not async. What does shared receive sync do? Can we do this? No, we can't. All Digma lobbyists. I'm the only one. What's wrong with Keychron keyboards? It's like saying a little bit like, what's wrong with yogurt? There's nothing wrong with yogurt, but when you realize that there's a world of food out there, maybe you don't want to spend the rest of your life eating yogurt, right? Don't get me wrong, yogurt is pretty good, but there are better things out there. There are better things than Keychron and Dust Keyboard, right? Yeah, they're gonna cost more, but what is good for you? You could have a little bit of an epiphany, right? If you try other keyboards than what you have, you might come to the realization that one, this is insanely expensive. Why did I do this? And two, wow, the keyboard I've been using daily kind of sucks a little bit, okay? I would not put Keychron in the camp of good build quality, right? But again, that's me. On what metric is worse? Well, that's gonna be your definition, right? It's like saying which art is better or like which food is better by what, and also more importantly, it's by your definition, right? So you have to try something to say whether it's better or not. I can rattle off things like, you know, ergonomics and blah blah, but in reality, you can have the best keyboard in the world on paper, but it's not going to be the right one for you, right? We're all built differently, right? So what is good for you, but you're never going to know what that is if you don't try anything else, right? If all you do is eat yogurt every day, then that's what your world looks like, right? Whether you want to go and explore more things or not, that's obviously a different story, right? Mechanical keyboards is a hobby and it's not a cheap one. I'm looking at my collection of keyboards up there. Be like, many hundreds of dollars, right? On keyboards. Okay. What did yogurt ever do to you? Nothing. I'm just saying there are better things than yogurt, right? But it isn't, right? Building your own keyboard doesn't have to be expensive at all. We can just look at the popular kits. A corn, $35. I got one of these kits unbuilt sitting on the shelf there, right? So this, oh man, the KBD fans keyboards, the DC60 is miles better in every way. The way they feel, the weight of the case than any Keychron. I don't know. You can probably get Keychrons with RGB things. I don't know if Keychron's even QMK compatible. I think Keychron requires their own software, and I don't know if that runs on Linux. So that's hard to say, right? But build your own kits. I have built this. This is the worst keyboard I have ever used, but it was fun to build. This is terrible. But these keyboards aren't expensive to buy and build. But you have to be aware that this is the PCB. Then you need a controller and keycaps. But the controller for one of these things is not expensive, right? You get 2 controllers, and they're going to be about £9 each or whatever, right? So that's £18. You need keycaps, obviously. If you already have a keyboard with MX switches, then you can use that. This one might even be able to use your MX switches, right? But this is soldering involved, right? If it's a kit, does it count as building your own? Oh yeah, I mean, everything is a kit, right? You're gonna get a PCB. I've not built this one. I built this one. So what it means that it's a kit, it means that it comes with all the components, right? I don't have any caps on this one, but this is the nibble. It comes with all the components, which means that 1 million transistors you see there, right? It comes with rotary encoders and the biggest LED in the world, a controller, MCU, PCB, and this plexiglass or acrylic glass or whatever it is, right? So a kit just means that it comes with all the components you need to build it. The alternative is to buy the PCB and the components separately. The only thing you're paying, the only thing with a kit is that someone put all the components in a bag for you, right? So you don't have to go and source them from different places, right? What key rollover this? I have no memory, right? Build quality, yeah. Sure. But then again, here's also a tricky one, right? You can have the quality of the case, for instance. Here, I don't think Keychron is particularly impressive at all, right? This thing, if I drop this on my foot, I will probably break my toe. This, I don't know how much this weighs, but it's going to be over 1 kilo, right? This is a very solid and sturdy case, right? And when you build your own, you're gonna get your own keycaps. I don't know, cable. No one cares about cables, although people seem to care about cables. You get your own. You decide on your switches. You decide on your keycaps. When you buy something like Keychron, you get to choose from a selection they make available to you, right? But if you, some of them are hot swappable, I think. So if you want to go with something new and weird, then you totally can, right? But again, I get the impression that the people who buy Keychron keyboards are not the people who replaces the switches in the keyboard or the caps, right? They're going to have the stock Keychron. Again, nothing wrong with it, but if you don't try other things, you're not going to know, right? But building, so this one's very cheap, but this one took a long time to build because of all the diodes, all right? Was fun to build though. A gherkin kit is probably quite fun. But let's see if they have the see if they have the Bakeneko, right? No. I mean, like, just look at how different this keyboard looks to this one, right? You have so many choices when you build your own keyboard, right? Everything from the case to the caps to the cable to the switches to the springs, right? It's all you. I like this. I like this one though, right? This keyboard is probably $180, right? So yeah, $180. But I thought it was fun. It's an easy build. It's definitely an easy build. I would not get a plastic case though. Plastic case is just not my favorite. But again, like these are choices you make when you build your own keyboard, right? But it is an expensive place to go to, Glintas. Like, it's gonna cost you, and it's gonna frustrate you to no end. I've never been one for buying expensive cables. And again, of all the keyboards I've had in the world of splits, this is the most expensive and the best keyboard I've had. Full stop. Right? That cannot be stressed enough. But yeah. Anyway, back to this thing. I'm worried about try receive in terms of async. It shouldn't block. Do I believe Digma is better than Glove 80? I can't answer that because I never tried a Glove 80. I would love to try a keyboard with a well, but Glove 80s... It was annoying enough to order the Moonlander. The Glove 80 would be even worse because I think they shipped the keyboards from New Zealand. I almost said Australia. That would have been a little bit of a faux pas. They shipped the keyboards from New Zealand. Fuck. And you can't return them. So that's kind of rubbish. All right. Are you missing this part of the function name, Skylar? Maybe you need to eat a little bit more minced pizza, okay, and get your eyes checked. Minced pizza. I'm with your mom there, Skylar. I'm gonna tell her to make you some more burnt minced pizza. Low fat, lean minced burnt pizza. Okay, that's what you're getting. But I don't think we can use try receive in an async place. That bothers me a little bit. We're going to see if anyone's opened an issue about this. Please publish a new version. Try receive doesn't block. I think try receive would block if it's a zero size channel, but yes, it is uncertain. Interesting API change. You know, I haven't looked at fast rand. Or nanorand. Not if it's zero sized. Or do you know this for a fact? Zero size channels are generally a little bit different than ones with capacity, though, right? If you're hard typing, the it will frustrate you. It's a little light but sturdy. Don't like the low profile keys. I do like low profile though. Um, yeah, so I think the Glove 80 would be interesting to try, but since their return policy is no, you can resell it, then that feels almost hostile to your customers, right? What's your return policy? Oh, thank you. Not that I want to return anything to New Zealand. I don't know why they ship out of New Zealand. It's the world's smallest country. No one's heard of Luxembourg. And it's like, what are your neighbors like? Australia and Asia, right? But what about us then? Can't you have a warehouse in Europe or something, right? Come on, Glove 80. Such a shit house, right? The new Liechtenstein, right? There you go, right? All right, but I think we'll do a try receive. But we're gonna do an experiment here, okay? Let's go here and do a new experiment or some experience points, right? We'll see. If there's no space left for new messages, they will block. So that's for sending. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, but that is blocking the sender more than the receiver. New Zealand is close to South America than it is to Asia. Oh, there you go. Geography as well. Location, yeah. I'm terrible with geography. Anything that's like 2 meters away from my house, I just qualify that as unknown land. A bounded queue will block senders. So this would be problematic with try receive then. So we shouldn't allow agents with a 0 size capacity. So that's really what we should do more than anything. So it's really the sender that's the issue more than the receiver. And if we don't care, then we should be good. Where is do we have one with capacity? That was a very confusing input. Okay, so we should prohibit this from being 0. So we can use a non-zero U size. And this solves the problem. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, I think we're good. That was a small fix, but it improved it. Okay, so we can now have a receive. Wait, did I just add this? Yeah, I did. Now, this thing could just do that, right? No. Should this return an option of a result? Yeah. So a little bit awkward. Can we do this? Hmm. How should we do this? Actual coding, cough, cough, pirate software. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure, but I'm reading the implementation. I think if the channel is empty or zero size, it just returns an error. So if it's a zero size channel, the issue is only sending to it. So we just won't allow zero size channels, right? Because then you can block the whole thing, right? Do they have a fair facility in this? They do have a fair pay. Okay, really. But can you buy and return them though, right? I do apparently build small houses for bunnies too. Okay. It's funny when chat goes nuts a bit though, right? No one's on YouTube, so I'm gonna swap that one out. There we go. Okay. So I think we're good with the try receive. We're just gonna make this thing work. Problem here is that we should actually what we should do is just map this, right? No, we have to pass in the serializer. Okay. Right. This. Well, no, not a. Oh, right. I don't think we can use an and then on a result. We can. No, because they're not the same thing. Oh, man. Okay. Let's undo all this. So what does this give us? Can we just get that error in there? So we could, you know what we could do? We could just get the Flume try receive error into this and we're good. That's really what we're looking at here. No, we can't map it. They're different types. But we're going to have a receive error anyway, so it's a non-issue. So we just do a specific map for this one. This is a non-issue. Really? Where is this thing then, right? Try receive error. Do I have a typo? Yeah, I do. Missing documentation, okay. You got the or in error. Okay, error or. Okay, so now this thing will return the right error message. So try to receive a message that was sent to this agent's address. This is safe to use in an async context as it will not block the sender as senders. Well, we don't have to say that because you can't try to send. And in an async context, it's probably going to be fine too. You're welcome, Bubbles. Try to receive a message that was sent to this agent's address. The message can be either local or remote. Yeah, I think that's sufficient. Or do we have receive local anymore? No, we don't have that anymore. We got rid of that one. It was kind of unnecessary-ish. There we go, right? Channels are just like a ring buffer, right? You write into one part of it and you read from another part of it. I think that's kind of the gist of it. So it's not really like you're transmitting data. You're moving data in memory and maybe, and you might be moving and you're transferring ownership, obviously, in Rust partners, right? If there is no message in error try receive is return. So I normally don't indulge in drama, right? But I do have a question for you guys. If you guys are following the drama, I saw somewhere that he had apologized to Ross, but I didn't see that happening anywhere. Was that a private thing? I probably shouldn't open this conversation. How do we undo? Okay. I don't do any async or threading, so probably needed them. No, if you don't do any of those, then async doesn't make any difference, right? Yes, bunnies. Bunnies are so good. Well, I mean, they're not. Yesterday, he wouldn't eat. Mm. You back from school? Are you saying you're back from school or you're back from eating burnt minced pizza, Skylar? Which one is it? If there's anything I keep regurgitating like I'm a fucking cow eating a lawn, okay, it is this. Do not believe, okay, that Twitch streamers know about anything, okay? You should always verify what is being said in a YouTube channel or a stream. I can't stress this enough, right? Anyone controlling the narrative, which is every streamer around what they do, can make themselves seem good. I've been doing this for 5 years and you guys have no idea how shit I am at programming, right? Like you wouldn't even begin to guess, okay? All right, I'm not that bad maybe, but here's the thing, right? It is mostly edutainment, right? Bar some exceptions. There are some really good programmers out there who also stream and make YouTube videos, right? But the majority of well-known content creators are content creators then programmers, right? You don't become successful because you're good. When you're good, people don't understand what you're doing anyway, so your target audience is this big, right? So I gotta say this, not for my own sake, but for your sake. You have to watch streamers with a grain of salt in your eyeballs. You can see clear. You have to look at streamers, and there are people in chat who probably knows a lot more. But here's the thing, though. No one's here for you, though, right? So you knowing more than the streamer, that's just going to frustrate you. And it's going to frustrate you even more if you're trying to push this information on the streamer. Just know this. The streamer is there to provide you with entertainment, not useful knowledge, okay? There's a few of those out there. I tried. And my God, was that a fucking lost crusade, okay? But the majority of people streaming programming are doing this with an entertainment purpose, not an educational purpose. Sure, I will go through things. I will talk about details. But in the last 2 hours of streaming, the most valuable thing I've told you is that channels act like a ring buffer. And fuck knows if that's true, right? You gotta go and look that up. And not just take my word for it, okay? I'm just putting this out there because I feel like people are putting way too much stock in streamers and content creators, right? We didn't go from people writing amazing books on programming to those authors becoming streamers or YouTubers. No, they're still writing the books. It's just that no one reads the books anymore, where you can watch some random dude say something that sounds true for half an hour about programming. And if you're not going to verify that, you're just going to walk away with, yeah, I learned something new today. You didn't, okay? You might think you did, but you didn't, okay? I can see your code right now on screen. Oh no, this is I am running a shared SSH session with Museum, right? Now that is a good programmer, okay? If you actually want to, but you're not going to learn anything because therein lies the rub. A really good programmer doing moderately complex things is going to go way over some of the audience, the majority of the audience in some people's stream, right? They're not really there for the programming, and that's fine. You gotta look at it as entertainment more. First entertainment, then programming. All right, I'm gonna give you some life advice now because programmers on Twitch are also life coaches, expert dietitians, just like how everyone in chat is a doctor, right? Rant incoming, right? It's like being a parent, okay? You are a friend to your child second. You're a parent first, then a friend, okay? It's entertainment first, then some fucking useful code, okay? Burnt minced pizza is like school. Wait, how? Keep you calm in the midlife crisis. I don't know how. Too many no's. That's what you think. really bad and pretends to be good. Oh, don't slag off Melky. He's a lovely dude. But here's the thing though, right? Like it's no one's gonna rock up to a camera and go, you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna try to look as mediocre and uninteresting as possible. Okay. When you are programming, you are probably not sitting there talking out loud about what you're doing, segueing into talking about burnt mints and all the other stuff, right? This is not an excuse for me being bad at programming or anything like that, right? I'm just telling you, this is not the process when you program. It's not the process when I program either, right? When I sit down to do something and I try to get something done off stream, it doesn't take me 2 hours to write a fucking comment, right? Oh, sorry, I'm cursing a lot, right? Let's just walk that one back a little. It doesn't take me 2 hours to do as little as I've done today. Can you imagine that I would ever get paid work if it took me 2 hours to get here? I would get here in 10 minutes off stream, right? Probably not, but a lot faster. And here's the thing, right? You as a streamer are going to do your best to be entertaining. Maybe you have an ego. I try not to, but honestly, it's difficult sometimes to not let your ego get in the way. 1 second. Get over here. Someone over there said I didn't look as young and handsome as I am, so I had to sort them out, right? No, I had to turn the fan on because it's incredibly warm in here in this dungeon. But your ego's gonna get in the way because that's just what happens. Do you like... I think people genuinely gets fucked in the head from, I can't say that without cursing, right? From accruing too much fame, okay? It's like child actors. It's like you've heard about how people, these various actors are like assholes, right? You got like like children getting into drugs and shit that are like famous when they're too young. This happens because they get surrounded by groups of people. They get surrounded by yes-sayers, people who just agree with them, who hold them to some kind of weird ideal, and they keep putting them on a pedestal no matter what they do. Like, it'd be like, I'm a famous person. I just came back from a restaurant. We ate live babies. It was amazing. And people be like, oh, is it a good restaurant? Hang on a second. You ate what? But what? All right. Oh, you got 5 stars on Yelp? All right, then. But... And you surround yourself with these people who just agree with you and like be like, oh yes, you're wonderful, you're fantastic, and you're gonna start believing that. It's not just your fault, right? It's not your fault that you are surrounded by people who try to lift you up and at the same time hold you to like these weird ideas that you're never gonna live up to. And all of a sudden, you have no idea if what you're doing is dumb, right? Take a famous child actor, put him in a room with their entourage, right? And all of a sudden, this child just brains one of the guys in the head with a rock. The right response is, what are you doing, you absolute idiot? You can't do that, okay? Don't do that again. But what actually happens is that the other people will laugh at them and encourage them because they want to be liked by them. This is such an unhealthy thing to do to a child, and I don't think the streamers are any different, right? You get someone to go from some dude you never heard of to known by everyone, and yeah, it's gonna fuck with your head, man. Absolutely, right? I think it's really... we need more bunnies, right? You know, it's serious, right? So yeah, you don't know how good of a programmer I am because you don't see that on stream. You don't know what it is for me to solve a problem in isolation when I don't have 80 people, 87 people looking over my shoulder, right? You don't know what that's like because you can't observe that. Some of you have been in the co-working channel when I've been solving problems, but even there, it's not the way I work when I'm alone, right? Because even there, I have someone looking at what I'm doing, right? You're gonna get an ego. You're going to want to look your best. It's like going on a date. No one rocks up to this bird in a pub and be like, hey, baby, I'm pretty mediocre, you know. Life achievements. I once ate a rock. Yeah, I've been cruising on that one for a long time. A job? Yeah, I think I might have one day. I mean, I want something cushy. I want to be like CEO of a company. Formal education? I paid for a boot camp. I never finished it though, right? Yeah, so what do you mean you don't want to go out? Oh, stuck up bitch. Having standards. piece of shit. The world owes me something, all right? You're not going to do that. If you do that, you got to stop that, man. You're not going to get anywhere with that. But you got to stop that, right? You don't do that. So, yeah, I think the fact that people fall down... I'm not talking about a particular streamer or anything like that, right? I'm talking about like what you like. You need to observe streamers as they're humans. They're just like you. They're equally stupid. They make equal amount of mistakes, and it's just the way it is, right? It's just really, really perfect life partner. There you go, man. You would have been like, yeah, my husband hasn't held a job in 20 years, but he's still waiting for the band. The band's going to make it. You see in the video, like with your guitar from the 70s, like, meow, I can play Smoke on the Water still. Pretty good. Living in the past, right? Nah. Don't just treat streamers as humans, right? Think about this, right? Like talk about streamers like you would appreciate someone talking about your mom or your sister or whatever, right? Except Skylar's mom, because she's a fucking trooper, mate. Imagine burning lean mints and giving it to your child, because you know your child did something to deserve that, Skylar, right? You know that, okay? That's on you. I'm with your mom on this one. Nah, it's all good. There you go, Chris. There you go. Oh, do you guys watch Jotson, by the way? Damn, that guy, when we raided him and he broke out in song, that was pretty epic. That was so good. Your mom did not call you a useless waste of space. She did not. I'm not gonna like your mom if she does that, right? No one should talk to the kid like that, right? Maybe if it's maybe if she's like joking or being sarcastic or whatever, right? But damn, that would just destroy child. Anyway, you guys are great. Don't worry about it. I've said this 500 to 600 times. Just treat streamers like humans and know that they are just full of shit like everyone else, right? Which was swole. Fuck, that's grody, man. I mean, it has to be said. It has to be said, Roderick. If everyone else is a dick except you, then maybe you need to change the narrative a little bit, right? If that's the case, right? Now, if you say that everyone else is wrong, but you're gonna get stuck, and you're gonna end up in that situation, most likely, where you're surrounded by yes people, and you don't understand why hitting someone over the head with a rock is a bad thing. Okay? You definitely, she didn't. She just said you are not for nothing. Is that right? Or you aren't useful for anything. Damn, that's grim, Skylar. Did you really say that in all earnest? I mean, fuck, I don't know German culture like you do, but damn, okay. You are not, Caleb. You are not. Multiple times. Man, look, girl, you gotta talk to your mom, right? You gotta tell her that it's not okay to be talked to like that, right? You gotta be like, look, how would you like it if I told you that you were a shitty mom then, right? You cannot bubble. All right, let's do some programming because I've saved this file 100 times again through some kind of weird tick I've developed. She doesn't care. Oh, man. If there's like your genuine life situation, I feel for you, right? But I do think there's more to the story than you're not telling me, because your mom is letting you do some pretty wild things that I don't know if a parent who didn't care about the child would do. I don't know, man. I've not met your mom. I can't say anything about this. Okay, so we can use try receive for this thing and then a timeout afterwards, right? Oh, we're gonna vibe code on Tuesday, Casey. It's gonna be epic. I don't know that, but I hope it will be fun. We had a lot of fun doing vibe coding last time. You know, that's a very honest take though, Casey. So I think you have a sound mind and you shouldn't stress too much about it, right? Oh, all kids are. All kids are. Vibe coding hot tub stream. Now, I looked at the cost of a hot tub and the amount of damage and the cost of the damage. Then very quickly realized that no amount of subs gonna make that happen, right? No, there's a company that sponsors me to do like half-hour segments with the stuff, and I will do another one on Tuesday. So tune in and watch me vibe code some applications. We did a game last time, and the game had merit. I tell you what, the game had merit. We might come back to that one. Now, for the love of, can we please get on with it? Yes, we can. All right, then. Where do we have the router mod ping agent? There we go. Okay, run ticker. So this is what we have to deal with now, right? Flash. There's nothing wrong with Flash games, Skylar. You young kids and your fucking Vulkan drivers, right? You don't know what it was like in my day when we had 2 pixels and a rock. And that was supposed to keep us happy. Okay, so we are going to spawn here and run a loop, but we don't want to do that. So we need to find out where we run the ticker. Are we calling session ping more than once? We can probably call it after we... No, is it the ticker? Yeah, if we just remove the ticker... That's it. But even so, actually, that should clean this up. Huh. Must be nice. Yeah. Look at you, Mr. Moneybags, with your second pixel. We had to share 1 pixel, me and 18 of my brothers. No, so here's the issue. This thing should break. Actually, no, it won't. These things will just fail. So we're gonna change this one though, right? We are gonna loop. We're gonna sleepy sleep, and then we're gonna wait. Why did I implement the try receive thing? Oh yeah, we need to receive a. Well, we're supposed to receive a stop, but we don't. You're right, Glintos. We can do it here. That's a unit. Now, what's the error here? Right. It's gonna be a flume error because it's been shut down. So we're gonna break there. We can't receive that or any of these. Can't be an IO. Definitely not that. This one can also happen. And this one. Not this one, not that one, no, and no. I don't think we should ever see this, but we're going to put that in there in case. You know what? We're going to trace this. Why can't I find any tracing? All right, that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, let's see what the test looks like now, though. It still holds 2 in there. It still holds 2 in there because we haven't actually dropped that. It's this agent, the ticker, and the ping agent. Those are the ones that are left in there. So copy values are sort of cheaper than clone values because for a copy, the value has to be able to exist on the stack, right? So things that are copy values are things that can exist on the stack, like your primitives, like Boolean values, numbers, the unit, although the unit probably wouldn't be on the stack either. But anyway, Boolean values and numbers, right? Arrays, although you should be careful with arrays because they can still be very large even on their stack. So that can lead to stack overflow, unrelated. But yes, things that are copy are generally on the stack. When something is cloned, you explicitly use clone because it could be expensive. You could end up either causing a lot of memory usage by cloning. Let's say that you have 10 gigabytes in a vector, you keep cloning that nilly-willy, that's going to consume a lot of memory, right? Another thing is when you clone something that's on the heap, that's only if it's on the heap, you're going to have to allocate and find that space for that value on the heap, right? So stack values, the allocation for the stack is, or the allocation is already in the stack frame. It's a non-issue, whereas on the heap, you have a slight markup in allocation price there. No, there's a slight cost of performance when you have to find that. I say, okay, like this. There is no direct cost. There's no direct performance implication if you allocate 10 bytes or 100 bytes on the stack, right? It's just a number going up, number going down, right? The stack doesn't actually allocate, okay? It's just a pointer to somewhere on the stack, right? So with a heap object, because the heap memory is scattered, right? It's you can have like allocations spread out all over the place. You have to find the next free allocation that you can allocate for the cloned value, right? That's why clone is considered more expensive. But again, the word expensive here is relative, okay? If you're worried about cloning a string with 5 letters in it, and at the same time you do a lot of file IO, like you read and write a lot to disk, then you're worrying about the splinter while your left arm has fallen off, right? So it's kind of a... It's got a splinter versus a gunshot wound in the knee, okay? You gotta... How gross. But you gotta think... You gotta like pick the things that are relevant when it comes to this thing, right? So the only thing you should be aware of when you're cloning is that it can be expensive. In general, you should know what it is that you are cloning. With numbers, with our primitives, we clone them or copy them automatically. So copy is implicit, whereas cloning is explicit. Again, because the possible cost of it, right? Yes, that was a lot of words, but cloning versus copy, cloning could be more expensive. Yes, maybe we'll see. All good, Scotty. All good. Now, should we do this? It's the ticker. So yeah, we should do that. And run ticker can fail. It can fail at making a new agent. So we're going to let this one fail as whoopsie. We're good. We're doing what we're supposed to here. Although an assignment can live on the same line. I don't know why I didn't do that. And also, just fix this, right? Okay, I think we're good here. But we still have these two in there. So we need to shut these down as a result of ending the server. So let's go to the router module. Oh, sorry, closing down the router. You can't have me mutably, Skyler. I have to be shared. I'm like herpes. Everyone gets a share. I don't know why I said that. Shh. Okay, so where do we do a shutdown? Here. So even though we do a break, in reality, we should remove our remove ping and ticker. That's what we're gonna do here, right? Can we send the message as the router, perchance, perhaps? The village bicycle. Grody, mate. Gross. Nah, Scott, you shouldn't fix this, okay? You should just leave this in to trigger people instead, right? People are so obsessed with the your versus your thing, right? That at some point, you're just gonna let it be in there. Did you guys see the PR that Wyra did fixing my typos? There was some pretty good typos in there, right? I think my favorite one, I left that in there as a comment. I had two favorite typos in here. MP Cordiants. The MP Cordiants though, right? So these are 16 files changed. These are all typos that I've made. Cordiants, receiver, reference, which is obviously a copy. MP, mashing, auxiliary, arc resuse. The resuse is pretty good, and it just goes on and on, right? Yeah, MP head, man. MP head, MP bed. That's what I never say. Okay, right. Let's just do some more bullshit, shall we? Okay, so shutting down. We have to close down the ping, right? And if we close down the ping, we should automatically close down the receiver. So we should send async. We need to get the ping address. Can we do something like self.stop ping session? Oh wait. Is this doable? I don't know if that's gonna be fast enough. No. I think I've heard that. We have a channel on Discord where you can dump that stuff if you want, Chris, if you're on Discord. You don't need a plugin for spell check as a built-in feature. You know what? You can enable spell checking while you write. Ironically, I misspelled a spell. Spiel. Oh, you can share it in the chat too, Chris. Nothing wrong with that. It's just if you want them to live a little bit longer. And this is, I'm never getting a sponsorship again. To be like, oh no, that guy is, you know, a bit rank. So stopping the ping session isn't enough. So when we send this stop to ping control, we should break. Oh, but we're not. We should end this. Wait, is that your name on Discord? Must be hectic to remember. So many channels, yeah. Yeah, Discord really found their like they took over. There was room for something new in the market after things like TeamSpeak and such, and Discord kind of they managed to get TeamSpeak and IRC and all that in under one. No, Glintos, I can tell you that it's a bug with Twitch. Let me show you. Here you are. And your last message was doesn't the ticker, and it's up here somewhere because I read that. And your large message is nowhere to be found. It's an issue with Twitch. But at least we can live safe in the knowledge that our code is at least working, right? So we need to send ping control end instead of stop ping session. We'll have an end ping session. Man, we really gotta get this shit sorted. This is really gross. Now, to the untrained eye, you might think that we should put all of this as one function that just takes a message, and you'd be wrong. But just to humor you, I will do so now because you're unsufferable otherwise. Whoops. There we go. How you doing, Dota? The only thing I've wrecked was not, too easy. Low hanging fruit. We're not doing it. Damn, still. Happy to hear it. We never call end. Damn, come on, just die already. Your description is vague. I'm gonna assume that you're drunk. Okay.
Let's do this. You might have a point there. I mean, I might have a point there. So many brackets. Not enough brackets. Actually, like that. Okay, let's try again, Glenn. End ping session. Nope. We're not even doing anything with that. Consume. Is there a better choice between VGD and... It depends on what you want to do, than you, right? Like, think about it instead of like a motion that you're doing, right? And also, I don't know what... Oh yeah, what you're doing is selecting. You're selecting 5 down and deleting. It's not really that you want to select 5 down and delete necessarily. You might want to select into something, right? Like, say, select everything in the curly brackets or around the curly brackets, right? And then delete. So it's more like that. You want to delete the whole block, right? Or you just want to delete 2 lines. So it's really, what is it that you want to do when it comes to deleting? You certainly can play Vim Golf if you want to. Okay, we could remove the agents here, couldn't we? Let's see what this thing looks like then. So this one calls a remove agent of the ticker address. All right, so do we have addresses for these? Yeah, we do. Ping loop and what's the other one? We got to remove that one though, right? No, the agents can't be removed. Then they would have been 0. Okay, I'm running out of time here. Let's do this now. Come on. Well, this one we can remove. Let's do this. We have the ping key. This is already a massive red flag, right? Yeah, gross. Yeah, he's not panicking there. Okay, so we can do sample remove agent. Ping key. We have to resolve the value, right? So think about Vim as you want to perform an operation with a series of commands, right? It's a motion within or around something, right? Let's say we want to go to this double quotes. I want to select V in double quotes, right? Whoops. Okay. I want to select around VA double quotes, right? I want to select in parentheses. I want to select around parentheses, okay? I want to select inside curly brackets. I want to select around curly brackets. It's quite intuitive. So think about it as V for visual, I for in, and A for around, followed by whatever matching pair of brackets or single quotes, double quotes, whatever you want to use, right? It works with a lot of things. And V is because you want to visually select something. The same thing can be said for D. DI double quotes, right? DA double quotes. Okay, which will actually delete with DA double quote. There we go, right? I did DS double quote, which is delete the surrounding double quote, but that only works with Vim surround. All right. Yeah, you're not doing one keyboard shortcut to delete a paragraph. You're doing a series of commands which are triggered through key presses, right? Hello, Praven, how you doing? Think of him as Sigma male, Chad. Is it Sigma or Chad or what is it, right? The best engineer in the world. Oh, you little sausage. You little sausage, you are. JetBrains is Chad. Oh man, that sounds like incel talk. Okay. And JetBrains is a company. Vim is an editor, right? Where are you going, Prevan? Can I come? I mean, you ignored me last time, but I'm trying again. Where is the router session? That's where it is. What are you talking about? I added you on Discord and I was fucking around in the park, mate. You could have just come down to the park. I didn't know you lived like 5 hours away though, right? Anyway, where are you going? I don't know. Ah, the place in Germany. The Karlstadt. Okay. Where's that in Germany? Come on, Skylar. Just winding you off, man. Okay, so what's that? It's ping loop. And is this thing available outside of here? Now, you can't remove that. You have to get a key. So we have to resolve. Do we have a way to resolve? Yeah. Let's do it. Message from wife. I don't understand that. Whoops. I think you're confused with Carlsberg, probably the worst beer in the world, right? Oh, really? No, I don't know. All right, what is this thing? This is an address. No, we want to do a resolve. So it's a resolve local. It's this. What's the address? Oh no, hang on. That makes sense. That makes sense. It has been serialized at this point. All right, so we just have to do this with a serialized by serializing the address. Where is it? End session. Skill issue. Well, that's me sleeping on the sofa. Oh, we can? No, we can't. What do you want? Wait, what? I totally told her skill issue what she was saying. That's all right. I'm comfortable on the sofa. That's fine. Route to context serialized address. What? Okay, we have serializer. So when we serialize, we can probably use self to serializer instead of going through the context. Madre mia, so much. Now I'm definitely gonna sleep on the sofa. All right, do we have that? Yes. That's an option of a key. Right. Can you please work now? You. When are we going to do a podcast? Yeah, we should do something soon. You have a lot of things to rant about. A sofa can be more comfortable than a bed sometimes. Yeah, the bedroom's pretty warm when the wife's rage is going, so cooler on the sofa. An efficient organization, code style, stress combined with coding. I think stress combined with anything is something you rant about. Consultants or consultants of swing. Now, we shall start a consultancy and be called consultants of swing. No, that's really dumb. Okay. Oh, leather sofas are gross, especially when it's warm. But yeah. But we could pencil something in, Priven. Do you want to do it on stream? Should we just do a live stream together? You want to rant about consultants to someone who used to be a consultant. I'm interested. We can have like a like a little powwow, right? Because I'm obviously not against consultants. I think consultants are pretty useful. So I'd be interested to hear your take on it, right? This isn't working. Clearly, one of you guys ruined this without me looking. I think you mean we gotta find a topic where I like A and he's like a B. Okay. That's also a word that lands you in the sofa. Maybe this is never called. Clearly is. Skylar, you're as guilty as the burnt mince on your plate, okay? I bet you wish you never told me that story. Keyboard. Now, I think Privan's rocking some kind of, I don't know, bullshit keyboard from your local Media Markt or whatever, right? I am. If I panic here... You can see it there. Why don't we just debug this B? Wow. Okay. So this one ends. Why don't we just not call that? Oh shit, I was so convinced I was gonna solve it. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Okay, let's put a breakpoint there and then rerun the test. Second removal. Can't see really what that key is. That doesn't mean anything to us. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Oh, that didn't work. I don't mind tests. Tests are fine. Okay. What the hell, man? Why? Why? Why are you not working? I don't get it. Is this being optimized out somehow? Okay. All right. I have to go. Short stream today. It was lovely, but now I must go. We can see if Spages is back and we can raid back to him. He is. Raid. No, just one, please. Followers up on the chat. No. All right. Some of you are followers of Space. Tell him no to the follower on the chat. I'll be back Monday. Tuesday, we're doing a sponsor segment. It's going to be hilarious. Come and join me then. And bye for now. Enjoy your weekend. I know I will.